Hello, my name is Michael, and my online sobriquet is @AManandAMouse. The first iterations of the Pansy Craze musical put the 1930 Pansies in historical context with the 1969 Stonewall riots. Well, we've edited out a few decades since based on feedback from 3 readings. The first in Joanna's living room, the second at the Hartford stage as a benefit for the Hartford Gay Men's Chorus, and the third last fall in New York City. We now have a raw script relevant to the current social climate for our next step, which is a workshop. So what do we want out of this workshop? Rehearsed recorded demos of all the music. And a lot of buzz about a new edgy musical would be nice too. 8 to 10 actors, a director, Stuart, myself, rehearsed text and music for 5 days. 1 day in a recording studio to record everything we've just rehearsed, documented like company, a public concert of 3 to 4 of the songs, and a description of the musical's actions at Club Abbey itself, which is still open as the very chic Flute Champagne Bar. Finally, grab Stewart's electric piano, the cast, and sing the finale, Pansies on Parade, right in the middle of Times Square, New York City. Cheers! Hello, my name is Michael, and my online sobriquet is @AManandAMouse. Karyl Norman was one of the most successful female impersonators of the 20s, and there were many, including Julian Eltinge, who becomes a mentor to Karyl in the Pansy Craze. Like Eltinge, Karyl's mother was a constant companion and dresser. Like Eltinge, Karyl was successful in both male and female roles. Like Eltinge, clothes and appearing realistically as a woman were a major part of the act. As an entertainer, Karyl brings cheering audiences to their feet, singing a female role in coloratura and a male role in baritone. But the vogue for female impersonation in vaudeville collapses, and speakeasies become de rigueur for the queer crowd, of which Karyl, unlike Eltinge, was definitely one. And Karyl had a sobriquet too. The Creole fashion plate was referred to by friends as the queer old-fashioned plate.
No, but Mother, I don't need a bath. I don't... Oh, Mother, I'll stand still. I'll stand still. I'll do anything. Mother, but
you
please.
See that you do stand
Oh.
still.
Hello, my name is Michael, and my online sobriquet is @AManandAMouse. Julian Eltinge is probably the most well-known and biographed of all the Pansies, although I use the term loosely with Eltinge, who comes out as sexless in the Pansy Craze musical. Eltinge's renown is of an earlier time. Think RuPaul 100 years ago in vaudeville and on Broadway. But off stage, Eltinge presents himself as a cisgender straight fellow. One of my favorite stories involves my research into Eltinge. I read in many places online that Theater Magazine published an article written by Julian Eltinge called How I Portray a Woman on Stage in 1913. I looked all over online and went to the New York Public Library archives to find this article, but could not. Finally went to a store called The Magazine in San Francisco, which I believe is no longer there. 4 hours looking through dusty, crusty, musty, rusty 100-year-old magazines, about to give up when I find the Holy Grail. How I Portray a Woman on Stage by Julian Eltinge has inspired the song Julian sings in the Pansy Craze called How I Portray a Woman on Stage.
I have one thing to say. You better work.
Hello, my name is Michael, and my online sobriquet is @AManandAMouse. During the Roaring 20s, Mavis Funkwhistle, née King, was considered the most beautiful cigarette girl in the world. You know, cigars, cigarettes. Touch me again, you'll be wearing a truss. That kind of cigarette girl. Mavis Funkwhistle is a Folly showgirl now. She's smart and plays stupid for men. One man in particular, the beer baron of Manhattan, Dutch Schultz. Mavis Funkwhistle is, think Judy Holliday in Born Yesterday, think Leslie Ann Warren in Victor Victoria, think Liza Minnelli in Cabaret, with the sweetness of Sharon Tate in Valley of the Dolls. It's clear at the beginning of the Pansy Craze that Mavis Funkwhistle is a battered woman, caught in a cycle of physical and sexual abuse heaped upon her by Dutch. In the midst of this, Mavis meets Phil, a man who lives her life openly as a woman. Together, this odd couple find solace with each other and the strength and confidence to overcome the obstacles that life throws in front of them.
Gee, honey, I'm sorry. That old witch ought to be boiled in oil.
I ain't Dutch or particularly charismatic. When I was young, I was more in fact asthmatic. Now vicious and impulsive, and to most I'm quite repulsive, but I'll be the beer baron of Manhattan soon. Hello, my name is Michael, and my online sobriquet is @AmanInAMask. That was the first verse of Beer Baron of Manhattan, the song that introduces the bootlegging villain, Beer Baron of the Bronx, Dutch Schultz, to the world of the Pansies. It's through Dutch Schultz's actions that we, as writers of the Pansy Craze musical, felt we needed to add a trigger warning to the description of the musical. Paper. The Pansy Craze contains hate speech, offensive language, violent imagery, enacted sexual assault, criminal activity, smoking, gunshots, humor, love, thank God, and a restorative finale, much as life itself.
If you have to write, write with a pencil.